All right, first of all, thanks everybody for being patient with me on this video on the product update of the Northwoods Poncho. I just want to go over a couple of the features. It's a little bit confusing to just look at pictures and see all the possibilities, so we're going to do a quick little video. First of all, we've got a pretty full coverage blanket still, 54 by 82. And along the long sides, we have supplex. And I'm going to just pan in here a little bit. There's 550 cord that's bar tacked every about 3 inches. Gives you the ability on the sides to be able to attach things to it, whether you want to put a rain poncho to it. There's just spots to clip in, because I don't know where the clip-ins are, or where the tie-outs will be on a poncho, so we're just making it kind of universal that way. Same thing up on the neck, only it's closer together. So now the neck can be sewn shut if you want to use it more like a blanket and then you don't have a draft hole there. There's little pigtails that are bar tacked for doing that. And we also are going to use these if you just want to do lace up part of the neck in the front so it doesn't, you can do that. But I'll show you what these are used for in a minute. Then it's got some of the things that we're used to seeing. If you own a Boreal shirt that we make, the pocket on this is just a little bit smaller, but it still has a security pocket with the D-rings, just like the one I'm wearing. So there's a few features built into it. You can still have some things on you when you're wearing this like a garment. So, and now on the inside, there's also these sleeve pockets that have pass-throughs. Okay? And I don't want to show this when it's on because it's harder to see it. And then there's a little piece of 550 cord also in the bottom of each one of these, so you could either lash something to, or you can have your fingers in it to hold it on. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it on and show you. And I already had a couple people ask, well, why isn't there a hood on it? Well, I wanted to be able to use it in conjunction with the Boreal shirt. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, a hood inside a hood inside a hood's a pain. It doesn't mean we won't do one with a hood, but this doesn't have one on it, and it's mainly for that reason. So if you have it in this configuration, you can tuck the back, pull the sides around, and I've got night eyes that I've used. I've also used 550 cord with little buttons. There's a lot of different things you can do, and I'll show when we pan in on it being used as an underquilt in a minute. So it can be done this way. The problem with this way, it's great around camp, but you don't have range of motion above your head, which is fine. It's not a big deal. If you're just sitting around camp, you don't maybe need to be doing it. You can go that way. If you want the front to be exposed, you can go inside and clip it like I just did. And now you can put your hands in these sleeves if you want to. But the idea is you can also fish your hands out and you could do work. If you were sitting down on a pail, you were fishing, you can reach your hands back inside and grab the loops. It's just another feature. There's sleeve pockets, you could store stuff in them. So that's kind of the idea when it's in this configuration. I also sewed, or had sewn, I didn't sew it, a supplex channel that you could run either shot cord or 550 cord through. It doesn't come strung, because if you're not going to utilize it in an underquilt like configuration, there's really not necessary. So a lot of different ways that you can wear it. I'm sure all of the blanket tricks, the different things that you see about ways to be able to put this on can all be utilized. So if you want to make it more of an outerwear that you can work with on and get a better range of movement. So now if you take and you flip it inside out, where these pigtails are, you're going to flip it up. Just follow where the bar tack is. And what I do here, you could tie a bow. I just tie a loose overhand. Don't reef it down, because if your hands are cold, or just, it's going to be hard to untie. But it's quick. And what this does then is it's going to bring those sides in when you put this on, and you're not going to bind up as much. So now if I grab it, do the same thing, but I got these pulled under now, now even if I clip in the same way that I was before, I'm going to get better range of movement because I don't bind anymore. So you can use a night eyes, you can use the button that I did. Another product that's going to come out real soon is going to be the Northwoods belt made by Centerline Systems for us. And so if you want to run a belt around it, some kind of a utility belt, you know, that's another way to be able to secure it. And it works pretty slick. And now you've got something that you can more work in, a little bit better range of movement. So the idea behind it is you're carrying this and it's doing multiple things. So if I'm hiking in with my Boreal shirt, this is my layer around camp. Now when I get to camp, I can use it as part of my bedding. It's field expedient. Look, I'm not saying this is better than a down under quilt, but it does work. It does. Now you can combine this with a mesh tarp from like Bushcraft Outfitters, and now you could put a windbreak on here too. So if I can get my friend George to come up here and just pan in on the different things, you know, you can just girth hitch 550 cord. If you know where you want it and you're not going to move it and you want more secure, an overhand knot, a button. You can do it with night eyes or just an aluminum beaner. So there's a lot of different things you can do. You'll likely come up with other things that you can do with it. That's why I wanted to build a platform that was modular. So I know there's going to be questions. Feel free to ask. It's about, in a short, quick thrown together video, that's the stuff right off the top of my head that you can do with it. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it.